Oh my god, he's finally here! The Prince of all Saiyans! Hello everybody to another S.H.Figuarts figure review. This time we're gonna have a look at Super Saiyan Vegeta, the re-release of his design with the chest part. This was the first Vegeta that was ever released. And I kind of slept on that one because I was not into S.H.Figuarts into the Dragon Ball line from the get-go. At first, back then I was more of a statue collector, and I was like, these S.H.Figuarts, blah 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 blah. I don't really like all the knee gaps and things like that. Really kept me off, but I eventually got around. But when I did, this guy was hard to find, and if you did find him, you'd have to pay like 200, 400, 600 bucks. I don't know, ludicrous. So I was so happy when they re-released him. The rest is history. Now he's here and we're gonna have a look at him. So we already had a look at the box. I mean, I always do my intro while I move around, so you can see the box. It's the regular S.H.Figuarts box. You have the Andy Warhol style Vegeta face on the side there and all the logos and the window and the name of the character. If you don't know it already, there you go. Vegeta, Super Saiyan, Bandai. Let's go. So since this is in fact a repaint, there's not really any of the new tech that we've seen with the Awakening Goku applied here, unfortunately, but we'll get to that. First of all, let's have a look at the overall detail. Everything nice and clean in the facial department. Got some shading going on over there, shading in the hair, and again, it's nice and shiny. As you can see, the light is reflecting off of it, and it's really cool. I mean, it's a Super Saiyan. It shouldn't just be regularly yellow. I really like when they do that like stuff. It's the Golden Warrior. And overall nice and clean. And there's a little bit of smudge going up there. Yeah. Also on the other side. That's kind of disappointing. Well, can't have everything. There's kind of like a blue purplish lines going on here. Don't really know how to feel about that. I mean, I guess it's okay. This is kind of not very clean how they put this together. But overall, the paint is fairly clean. I don't see any big smudges, no paint bleeding. And I think in the first version, his toe joints were actually not painted. This time they're painted, but they're not molded. I remember there should be some free fall lines over here. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember these to be completely yellow in the show, while this is kind of like a golden brownish tone. I mean, this is definitely not bad, but as for accuracy, then again, you could say like, oh, maybe in the manga it's supposed to be like that, because the manga is purely black and white, and sometimes they color like the covers, and then it's looking like that. Okay, you know. I mean, I keep mentioning that, so let's have a look at the overall size of this guy, the overall height. He stands in at about, it is 16 centimeters to the top of his hair, last spike over here, and pretty much 12.5 to this point. So that makes him around 6.4 inches to the top of his spiky hair, and about 5 inches to the top of his head over there, where his head ends and his hair begins. Batman Begins. So I definitely like the overall look. Moving on to the articulation. The head doesn't really move, well, it moves down quite a bit, like that. That's very good. Moves back, well, it's alright. Kinda has like a weird gap over here, but also his face is falling off. There we go. Less of a gap. I don't know, his face almost fell off. Goes around all the way, no problem there. Neck articulation, I mean, you hear something clicking. It's a little bit over there. It's kind of weird. It's very weird, actually. It's really the neck articulation of these early ones. I have the neck articulation on my Super Saiyan 3 Goku, which doesn't move at all. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that, but I mean, again, this is still an old build, so to speak, with updated paint. And they've made quite some changes in the last couple of years. Anyway, this one moves around very good. Has a bit of a gap here, but it's I don't know. I think it's a decent way to do this. Kind of looks weird, but I like this more than the floating pieces over here, which you always have to line up. Anyway, moves out all the way, goes up like that, goes down, and you can pull it out and move it in place. So there's nothing really hindering it, even though it might look a little wonky here, but I don't feel like that's a huge problem. So you got a swivel over here in the bicep, and the elbows, elbow joints. Don't really go up that much. There's not really a lot of room there, but no big gaps or anything, nothing that looks weird. So, as far as this is concerned, this is not terrific, but it's okay. And the fist also swivels around and doesn't really get a lot of motion. Again, there's not really any room here, unfortunately. I mean, you could push it, but it snaps right back because there's not... well, and there it goes off. See, that's what I meant. That's what I figured would happen. So, let me see. They could have made this softer plastic. This is fairly... yeah, this is hard plastic. Too bad. That's too bad. If that would have been soft plastic, it would probably move around, but they didn't. So, no, not really so great on this articulation. What were they thinking? I mean, it's not terrible, but overall, it's not that great. Next up, we got the torso over here, which is like the old school thing. Oh, I don't like that sound. Well, it goes around all the way, and you can pull it out to move it around more, but obviously this looks wonky, but you can just put it back in there, which it doesn't really stay that well in there. It's kind of, well, I mean, it's been popping out while I was looking at the arms, which I didn't really mean to do, but it's alright, I mean, you're not gonna pull on it all the time. There you go. Legs move out to the side. Again, this is the old model. I think they're gonna apply the Goku Awakening stuff. They already showed Trunks in this armor, and he looks like he's gonna... see, it popped out. I barely touched... oh my god! Okay, let's all cool down again. I know that was horrible, but let's forget about that. But they're gonna have Trunks come out in this body, and they're not gonna recycle actually this body. It looks like they're gonna apply the new stuff that they had with the Goku Awakening, which I'm really looking forward to. Anyway, back to this one. So yeah, the legs are kind of weird to have this gap over here, but it's alright. I mean, articulation wise it's good. Doesn't move well. You have to rotate it around a little bit here to get the best motions out of it, and this is also making weird noise, so I'm not gonna continuing to moving around like that. Then we have the knees, which are fairly decent. I mean, they don't look too horrible, but then again, it's like every time they have like skin tight clothes or no clothes, you know, just have a muscly leg, these knee joints really work out. But as soon as you have some pants that kind of stick out, you're gonna have problems here. But for this one, it works definitely. No swivel in the boot, and ankle rocker in the feet. Again, a little bit hindered by the boot over here, but not as, I think not as bad as the fist. Well, kind of is. Doesn't really. It moves forward, and yeah, again, it's gonna go off fairly quickly if you try to move it around too much. So. But that's not really a problem, is it? Those things are made to reassemble, and oh my god. Well, fucking toe joint goes up. Is that it? Apparently. I don't want to force it anymore, because if that breaks off, I'm gonna have a problem. So articulation wise, this guy's not great, but yeah, that's what you get when you repaint an old model. Damn you. Moving on to the accessories, which unfortunately again are not that great. I don't know about the original Vegeta if he had more. Guy's kind of low on that one as well. So you have the regular face going on over here, and you have looking to the side grinning teeth with the artery over there. and the smirky asshole. Which really fits Vegeta. And that's all the faces. Also, those are all the hands. Yep. Just 6. And of course the regular fist hand, which he already has on there. Bro fist. Kind of like an open chop hand, open blast effect, another chop hand, another blast effect hand, and which I will now and forever call the booby grab hands. I'm sorry, but you know this already. If you've been around, I like to call this booby grab hand. But yeah, this is like Big Bang Attack and Final Flash and all your favorite moves. I guess, you know, you got all the hands you need, but well, the selection is not the greatest. And it's gonna wrap things up for Prince Vegeta, Super Saiyan, repainted, Super Ultra, Hyper Paint. They have a fancy name for the repaint, but it's just a repaint, so. What do I think about this figure? I mean, all bias aside, it's not really that great. Obviously, I'm very happy that I can finally complete my S.H.Figuarts line, because now with this one in Trunks, I have them all, minus all the repaints and re-releases and SDCC exclusives. I don't really care about that stuff. I don't really have the money for that stuff. So I'm just talking about the general line, the main line of all the characters, which are now in my possession. Trunks coming soon, by the way. I mean the review. The figure I already have. Woo! This guy is not terrible, but this guy isn't great either. If you really want a Vegeta and you didn't get your hands on the old one, get this one, because the old one is mighty expensive. He also made the first appearance one, where, you know, he's not Super Saiyan and he has the breastplate with the shoulder parts and the monkey tail. You want to go for that one. I think that one's also pretty expensive, but again, if you want a Vegeta, this one is definitely not a mistake. A good figure. We've just seen a lot better. And with the Awakening Goku, who came out late last year, some of the design choices over here, especially with the articulation, are not really great anymore. All that aside, it is still a good figure. So, recommend it if you want a Vegeta. If you don't care about Vegeta, then don't get this one. As usual, guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit it up with a like and maybe subscribe. And I'll be back with more gameplay stuff, Dragon Ball stuff, figure reviews, and whatever the hell I feel like doing. You never know what's gonna hit you. Bam. Maybe like a big bang? No. Alright. See ya.